Am I the asshole for getting a tattoo my mother hates and takes as a personal attack? I, am 38, have a lot of tattoos. It's just something I like. My mom hates each and every one. My mom, 61, loves me and I love her. She does however have the most annoying hobby on the world. She loves asking me questions that I have no way of knowing the answer to. For example, this summer I came to my cousin's, F24, wedding. I have not seen my cousin in 7 years. I live on a different state. But she asked me how my cousin met her fiancé. I literally only knew about the wedding because my mom told me. I will tell my mom that my son, 12, is out at a friend's house for the night. She will ask me where my son's friend's parents went to school? Those aren't even the most extreme examples. The worst was when she asked me how my sister got pregnant since her and her husband were using the Nuva ring for birth control. Like how the F would I know? So I told her if she kept asking me questions like that I was going to tattoo the words, "no sé," on my forearm. That is Spanish for, I don't know. Well, she asked about my brother-in-law's shoe size a week ago. I saw her today and my arm had the Saniderm on it from a fresh tattoo. So she shuddered, crossed herself and asked what I defiled my body with now. So I showed her. She got upset and called me a pendejo sinvergüenza, basically a shameless idiot. And now she is mad at me for desecrating my body to make a childish point and embarrass her. I said that I told her hundreds of times to please stop asking me questions that I had no way of answering. She said that she was just making conversation. I think she finally gets the point, but my dad called me and said I was an asshole for permanently marking my body to make my mom think before asking me a question. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole for the sheer commitment to the punchline. Bravo. Honestly, you are missing great opportunities to make stuff up. Cousin's shoe size? I think it's a 15. I believe he has to custom order them. Same place that makes clown shoes. Somewhere in Missouri, I think. Info. Does your mother really and truly expect you to factually answer these questions? Not the asshole. Your body. Your choice. Not the asshole. Your commitment to the bit was amazing. Not the asshole. This was a hard one. Your mom will be a long time forgiving you. But my mom is the exact same way. Am I the asshole for refusing to invite my dad's sugar baby to my wedding? I'm 23F. My parents split up when I was 4 because my mom was having an affair with my dad's brother. After that went down, my dad went back to college and got another degree, and is now working a very good job that he got through a friend and is very wealthy. My relationship with my parents was very strained as my mom didn't let me see my dad until I was a teenager because she wanted to avoid talking to him. In recent months, my dad has started having a girlfriend, who we'll call Sarah, 24F. Sarah is obviously a sugar baby. She doesn't have a job and my dad pays for everything. And Sarah is always bragging about the expensive stuff that my dad buys her. All of her friends live a similar lifestyle. I have them as friends on social media. The fact that my dad is dating a woman who's a year older than me makes me cringe to the core. I'm getting married to my partner 24M next summer and I've decided that I don't want Sarah at my wedding. She's not his girlfriend or partner, she's his sugar baby. My dad obviously didn't take it well and said that Sarah is just as part of the family as my mom's new husband, and said that I don't get to decide which relationships are acceptable and which aren't. He said I'm being self-righteous and continued to deny that Sarah is a sugar baby, and accused me of trying to manipulate him. He said I have my mom to thank for the fact that they aren't together anymore. My future Mill and Phil even got involved and said that if Sarah comes to the wedding they won't be going as they think my dad's relationship is disgusting. Edit. No, my dad is not contributing financially to the wedding and I'm not financially dependent on him. My relationships with both of my parents are not great because of previous actions. My uncle is not invited to my wedding and after the affair he was estranged from the family. My dad met Sarah on a sugar baby website but said that their relationship changed and that she's his girlfriend. She's definitely a sugar baby or gold digger or whatever you want to call it, but it's definitely not an innocent romantic relationship. Not the asshole. It's your wedding. Invite who you want to, but be prepared for the consequences and fallout that result from your decisions. Said that Sarah is just as part of the family. Nope. She can be a part of his family, just like my loved ones are part of my family, but not a part of yours. Not the asshole op. No need to invite, but be ready for years of sugar drama if you want to remain close with your dad. Not the asshole. It's your wedding, you can invite who you want. That being said, be prepared for your dad to not go to the wedding as well. Not the asshole. Sorry, but I did laugh at how ridiculous that is. He is comparing the new husband to a SB? That once the payment stops she will be gone and out? Am I the asshole for letting my son turn the TV off when my husband and his friends were watching a movie? This happened a few days ago. It was past 10 p.m. and my 39 husband, 42, and his friends were in our apartment watching a movie like how they usually do every week. I have 2 kids. Let's call them Alan, 14, and James, 8, and it's important to the issue that the younger one has been freaked out by ghost stuff since weeks ago. It's because Alan and him went to an sleepover at Alan's friend's house and they kept telling scary stories even though James gets scared easily, Alan says. I mention this because it's important to what happened. I was in the kitchen when I heard Alan asking his father if he could change what they were watching, and I don't know what did he answered, but then I realized they were arguing, and when I went there Alan turned off the TV by himself. I took Alan to his room, that he shares with James, and he told me James couldn't sleep because their father was watching a horror movie or something similar and James could clearly hear it since their room is next to the living room. Their father and his friends just laughed and made fun of James, so that's why Alan got mad, turned it off, and they started arguing. I got upset myself, so I went to the living room and I kicked everyone out. My husband and I argued and I told him to sleep in the couch until he says sorry to both Alan and James, which he still hasn't done. I think Alan and him haven't even talked to each other after that, and I'm worried maybe I went too far. When my husband left for work this morning, James started crying cause he thinks it's his fault Alan and their father got upset with each other. Your kid is 8 years old, and his own dad was picking on and making fun of him with his friends because he was frightened of a movie? Your husband needs to grow up and to learn that parenting also means respecting your children when they ask for something, even if that means changing the channel because they're terrified and can't fall asleep. You nor your kids are to blame for what happened. Your husband is a selfish person and is only thinking of himself and his own interests before he thinks of his kids and their comfort. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Your oldest sounds like he was being a good and protective older brother. A group of grown men should not be making fun of an 8-year-old. That's just unacceptable behavior. Maybe they could have found a middle ground of turning it down or something to that effect, but as soon as they started mistreating children they lost that chance. You did the right thing, and I think your husband is the one who owes an apology here. Am I the asshole for demanding to be included on a family vacation though I am an adult? My mom is a difficult person sometimes. She will not talk about feelings or admit she has them, super sensitive to rejection. Oh, and her and my wife don't really like each other, so that's a fun bonus. Years ago when my mom was single, and for context she hates being single but doesn't click with people often, but it was still a huge insecurity, she took my then girlfriend and I on a trip. It was a really nice trip, but she seemed to expect us to do everything together the whole time and we wanted some couple time. When we got home my girlfriend, now wife, mentioned that she wouldn't want to travel that long with my mom again because she expected too much of our time. That got back to my mom and obviously hurt her feelings. My mom said she would never travel with us again and took that very seriously. She is now remarried and my sisters are invited on ski trips all the time. We are never invited. She claims it's because it's his house and he doesn't like me, but I don't buy that. She wouldn't even hang out with us when we were both out of town for the same wedding. My sister claims we humiliated her and I don't understand. Well, I recently found out my mom and her husband are taking both of my sisters and their partners to Greece. I wrongly assumed I would be included. My mom's husband heard and said he wasn't sure, but I need to clarify with my mom as he doesn't think she wants me there. I talked to my mom and she said we aren't invited. She seriously never wants to travel with me or my bitch wife again. I blew up and screamed at her that she needs to grow the fuck up. She shouldn't even have had children if she is this petty and immature. My mom said I'm an adult and not entitled to a free trip. I continued to yell at her and said she can't keep favoring my sisters if she wants a relationship, and she doesn't deserve money because she uses it as a weapon. She told me to go cry to my in-laws as they like to kiss my wife's ass, but she will never travel with us again and I should respect her decision. She called me manipulative and accused me of guilt-tripping her. When we got home my girlfriend, now wife, mentioned that she wouldn't want to travel that long with my mom again because she expected too much of our time. That got back to my mom and obviously hurt her feelings. Info. How did it get back to your mom? You are the asshole and I'll tell you why. First, if your wife's complaint said to you got back around to your mom, then you must have told someone. Secondly, there are repercussions for the first action. i.e. your mom and wife now don't want a vacation together. Third, if your mom enjoys the company of the other siblings, she has every right to go skiing with them. Fourth, as an adult you can pay for your own vacation. Why not rent a condo nearby and go skiing with your family on your own dime?